Leviticus 18 verse 6 says, no one is to approach any close relatives to have sexual relations. I am the Lord. That means your daughter, your son, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, your grandparents, grandma, grandpa, mother, father. You should not have any sexual relations with any member of close family. That includes cousins too. Okay? I know there's been some situations where you don't know that's your family member. But as soon as you find out that's your family member, please leave, because it says that no one is to approach any close relative to have sexual relations. I am the Lord. Listen, the Bible said it, not me. Part 2, Leviticus 18 verse 7. Do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not have sexual relations with her. To the kids, please do not have sexual relationship with your parents. People might think that don't happen. It happens. Sometimes it's the parents that's initiating the sexual relations with their children. Don't have sex with your daughter. Don't have sex with your son. That is your child, your own blood that you birthed. It is not from God. It is not of God, whatever you are doing. No, do not do it. That's from the pit of hell. That is your family member. Why would you want to have sex with your own children? Or why would the children want to have sex with their mother? As Leviticus 7 says. Stop it. It's not of God. 3. Leviticus 18 verse 8. Do not have sexual relations with your father's wife. That would dishonor your father. Same way I would say do not have sexual relationship with your mother's husband. Okay? It is not of God. He clearly is saying in the Bible for a reason. Why would you want to sleep with your father's spouse? Or why would you want to sleep with your mother's spouse? That is evil. You can't find your own spouse? Like, come on now. It's a billion of men and women out there. But you want to go get your parents' spouse. That don't make no sense. Okay, you just being like really mean, like really evil right now. It don't make sense. First of all, that's nasty. Your own father's spouse? Come on now. Part 4, Leviticus 18 verse 9. Do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was in the same home or elsewhere. For the people that have blended family, you know, we have half sisters, half brothers, a quarter sister, a 75%, type of brothers and sisters, a lot of blended family. It says do not have sexual relations with your sister, your father's sister, your father's daughter, and your mother's daughter. Don't do it. Y'all are still family. Y'all are still the same blood. Even if y'all half a quarter or 75. Okay? The Bible said it. I didn't. Part 5, Leviticus 18 verse 10. It says, do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That will dishonor you. Grandparents, that's your grandchildren. Do not have sexual relations with your grandchildren. Even the uncles and the aunties, that's your nieces and nephews. Do not have sex with them. They are still family. The Bible clearly states that you should not have any sexual relations with any member of your family. And I am reading it to you. It don't matter if you think it's right. It is not right. The Bible clearly says it. Do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That will dishonor you. The Bible always speaking. Y'all need to listen. Okay? Part 6, Leviticus 18, verse 11. Do not have sexual relations with the daughter of your father's wife, born to your father. She is your sister. Do not have sex with any member of your family, basically. Verse 12 says, do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She is your father's close relative. Stop having sex with your brothers and sisters and cousin, auntie, uncle, father, daddy, granddaddy, grandmother. No, stop. It is not of God. Okay? It is not of God. Do not have sex with any member of your family. First of all, that's nasty. Why would you want to have sex with your brother, sex with your sister, sex with your cousin? Like, come on now. That's nasty. Do better. The Bible stated, not me. Part 7, Leviticus 18, verse 13. Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister because she is your mother's close relative. Do not have sex with your auntie. Do not have sex with your uncle. Okay? That's nasty. Like, come on now. There's a billion men and women out there. Choose somebody else. And verse 14 says, do not dishonor your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations. She is your auntie. The same thing I said in the first one. Do not have sex with your auntie. Do not have sex with your uncle. Like, I don't care how great of an uncle, how great of a cousin, how great of a niece, how great of a nephew. Like, do not have sex with your family members. They used to do it back in the days, but God have put down laws and says do not do it. Listen. Part 8, Leviticus 18, verse 15. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have sexual relations with her. In the same way, do not have sexual relations with your brother-in-law. That's probably your sister, husband. So do not have any sexual relations with your daughter-in-law, your son-in-law. I'm not sure who it was talking about, but do not do it. I don't know if, like in-laws could date each other. I don't know. I really don't know. Because it's by marriage, right? That you become in-laws. So, but the Bible clearly states, do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have sexual relations with her. The Bible is speaking. Please listen. Okay? Part 9. It says, Leviticus 18, verse 16. Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That would dishonor you. Look for your own wife. Look for your own husband. Stop taking other people's spouse. And verse 17 says, do not have sexual relations with both a woman and her daughter. Do not have sexual relations with either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. They are her close relative, and that is wickedness. Okay? If you encounter a mother and a daughter, do not have sex with both of them. They are still family, people. Come on now. Do it right. Go read Leviticus 18 on down. It says everything you need to do. Okay? Listen. Part 10, Leviticus 18, verse 18. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living. So basically, your wife has a sister, so you broke up with her and go get the sister. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. It said in the Bible, you cannot. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living. You cannot have sexual relations with your sister-in-law. Come on now. Some of y'all are petty. Y'all cannot even do that with a guy either. Do not, if you marry the brother, don't take the other brother. That's still in a family. That's wickedness. It says do not do it. Listen, you guys. Number 11. Leviticus 18, verse 19. Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanness of her monthly period. Some of y'all be running red lights, code red, like, it ain't nothing. Like y'all not going to get a ticket. Let me tell you, the Bible clearly states that when a woman is on her monthly period, you should not be having sex with her. That's what it says. Go read it for yourself. Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanness of her monthly period. Y'all might say, oh, this was back then. It's still relevant to this day. It's still relevant. Stop running red lights. Stop running code red. Okay? It says in the Bible. Y'all listen. Okay? I know some of y'all will not. Number 12, Leviticus 18, verse 20. Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. Okay, some of your neighbors are looking at your wife right now. Some of your neighbors are looking at your husband right now. But the Bible says what? Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. That's not your wife. That's somebody else's wife. Hello. Y'all be doing too much. And it goes on to say, and verse 21 says, do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. God is still speaking, okay? Read that for yourself and study it, okay? Number 13, Leviticus 18, verse 22. Do not lie with a man as one lies with a woman. That is distasteful. For those of you that says same-sex attraction is not in the Bible, that one is for you. It says, do not lie with a man as one lies with a woman. That is distasteful. Okay? God knew why he wrote that. He knew why he wrote that because it was happening back in the days too. The same way for the women. Do not lie with another woman thinking it's a man. It's distasteful. The Bible clearly stated. Y'all want to ignore it. Y'all want to pass these laws and stuff like that. But the Bible clearly is against that. So y'all need to listen. Listen. Because y'all doing too much out here. Number 14, Leviticus 18, verse 23. Do not have sexual relations with an animal and defile yourself with it. A woman must not present herself to an animal to have sexual relations with it. That is perversion. Stop having sex with animals. Where do they do that at? Stop having sex with animals. Women, stop having sex with animals. Men, stop having sex with animals. Just stop. You guys are human beings. Animals are animals. So why would y'all choose to have sex with animals? That's nasty. That said, it is a perversion. Go Google perversion. Okay, don't do it. Y'all being nasty out here. That's a whole nother level of nasty. Ew. Number 15 clearly states, do not defile yourself in any of these ways, because this is how the nations that I am going to drive out before you became defiled. Even the land was defiled, so I punished it for its sins, and the land vomited out its inhabitants. But you must keep my decrees and my laws. The native born and the aliens living among you must not do any of these distasteful things. For all these things were done by the people who lived in the land before you, and the land became defiled. And if you defile the land, it will vomit you out as it vomited out the nations that were before you. Okay? Did y'all hear that? It will vomit you out. Stop putting laws that are not God laws. Number 16, read. Leviticus 18, verse 29. Everyone who does any of this detestable practice, such person must be cut off from their people. Keep my requirements and do not follow any of the detestable customs that were practiced before you came, and do not defile yourself with them. I am the Lord your God. Do not have sex with your family member. They are your family member. They are your blood. Stop having sex with your own children. Stop having sex with your grandchildren. Stop having sex with animals. Stop having sex with the same sex. The Bible clearly stated, stop having sex with women while they're on their period. Stop it. It is not of God. Leviticus clearly give you that guideline. Do not have sex. Do not do any of these things. Stop stealing people's wife and husband. They're not yours, especially the neighbors. Okay?